What is going on, everyone, and welcome to a special video for Black Desert. So, for the first time in my video career, we're using the target dummy, and the reason why we're doing that is because the 1000% XP event is going on, and I was actually going to grind during this point, but I figured every single relevant spot that's like happening right now is probably taken, so I figured let's go find the dummy and just pop some like XP scrolls and whatnot. So yeah, I've been getting like 0.2 something. Next time it pops, you guys can let me know. But it's like, yeah, you just saw it, like 0.29 or something every tick. So yeah, XP is like for 3 hours, then there's Node Wars, and then another 3 hours. It's kind of weird how they did it. But anyway, what we're going to be doing today is showing you like all my nodes and stuff. I thought this would be a cool video. It was inspired by Karandis. He's another YouTuber and streamer, and I watched his video of him doing it, and it's actually really cool to see how other people set up their nodes and like what they do. So we're going to go over everything, and I don't know how much detail. I actually don't even know how to do this kind of video, but it's always cool seeing like how people like set up their nodes. And one thing I should recommend is try not to really copy other people's node setup, because everyone has their setup for different things. Like some people have theirs set up from Grana to Valencia for trading. I personally don't, because I don't do trading. But I could give you some important nodes for like various things, just like overall usage. But for the most part, I assume most people's are always going to be different. So let's start off with the Olvia ones, because, well, first of all, I have 331 contribution points, so that's probably going to be different from what you have. You could have more or less. So I'll tell you the like general high priority ones that I would think are important in every capital city area. Olvia, there's some, but it's not really super, like, it's nice to have, but not really that important. So yeah, I have one for the grapes over here, just connecting these. A lot of these are just timber nodes and fruits for like farming and cooking and stuff. So I do a lot of alchemy. Well, let me just show you my life skills first. So I do a lot of gathering. I don't really do fishing on this character anymore. I do some cooking, alchemy, occasionally processing, and farming. Those are my primary life skills. So that's how I built my node setup. And mostly gathering is for processing, and like farming is more for like alchemy, cooking, and all that stuff. So it kind of connects eventually, but I don't really do much training, or I do fishing, but I don't really like go out of my way to turn it in for like extra money. So yeah, Olvia, I mostly just got the timber nodes and occasionally the grape nodes. To be honest, this node right here, I kind of just have it. It's just grapes, and I've just been collecting it over time. I don't really know what to use it for. I just figured to just have it because it's a cheap node. So yeah, I have some workers from Olvia down onto here. Some of these are, this little area right here is mixed between Velia and Olvia. So Lynch Ranch, I use it for fleece. I don't know how important this one is, but I mean, I think that one's connected to Heidel actually. But yeah, for the most part over here, timber nodes, ores, raw materials are generally good. So yeah, that's what I have connected to Olvia. Not too much, just like this line around here. And this area is mostly Velia, and a few from here are just Heidel connected. Mine aren't really the most optimized. It's just kind of what I have. So the ones that I think are important in Velia are chicken meat and the, where is it, iron ore. So everything else, there's 2 chicken meat nodes, one here and another one over here. Eggs are pretty good. That's if you like cooking a lot. Chicken meat, you make beer, or grilled bird meat, which is the same thing as beer. And timber nodes over here. Just a lot of timber nodes going this way, ores around this way. I don't really know how much I need the potato node anymore. I just kind of have it because you need something to cook eventually. So you guys are going to see my storages over time. And I'm just going to have a lot of, like, cooking materials and stuff. So, yeah, that's Olvia connected. There's Velia connected. A lot of ores. Heidel. Some of these are important. I would say the important ones are the cooking honey node over here. I think the way you get this is when you invest in the node, you have to talk to the node manager and then like give some energy, and then you can get a second node, kind of like the excavation ones. Then over here we have the Trace of Savagery one. That's really all we want for this node right here, the Trace of Savagery. We get a lot of extra random garbage, but all you want is savagery. Over here, just more timber nodes. Down here is probably... These are like wheat nodes, flax, and just stuff you would make more beer with. Timber nodes down here. In terms of Glish, I usually use this storage as more just like a dumping ground for stuff. These aren't really connected by any nodes. I have a few, but I just kind of dump this all in here in case the day I ever want to do like hard alchemy and stuff. This is more just a storage, so there's nothing really connected to it. There is Glish. I have Glish runes connected to it, and it just picks up traces of origin. But that's not really a big deal. That's really, I think that's the only one that's connected to here. I have iron ore. I think these, like everything going from southern area here all the way down to the lumber camp where Dregan is, these are all Heidel nodes. So in terms of Glish, it might be more effective to have a Glish node connecting all of these down here, but I just already had mine set up that way, so if I could change it one day, cool. If not, it's not a big deal to me. If I wanted to min-max it, I'm pretty sure Glish runes is, or just Glish is a better spot. So down here, we're going downwards into the Calpheon area. So the way I'm going to do this is we're going to go through the areas you normally would start at. So like if you first started the game, you'd start in Olvia, then you head to Velia, then to Heidel, then Calpheon. After Calpheon, you should be around the Trent area to get level 50. And after 50, you start grinding the Medea area to like 56 or whatnot. Then after that is Valencia. And then by that point, you should be around like 58 to 60. You should head to Kama Sylvia, and then we'll end with Dregan last because that's the new one. So we're in the Calpheon area. I'm slowly taking apart some nodes here. I have a lot of just birch timber. This is birch, and another birch node. These are, like, I think these are just wheat and barley, so it's stuff to make more beer with. So this is my node. Mostly just wheat, barley, and a lot of birch timber. Everything else is just kind of get randomly. And yeah, over here is the excavation node. You talk to the node manager around here and you're good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Down here in Keplin, I used to have a coal node around here in the Glutani cave, but then I took that apart because that was like a 7 CP thing just to connect all the way down here for the coal node, and I didn't think that was worth it, so I took that one out. And then really, we just got coal here, and the ones we have connected from Keplin are going down into this area to get timber, I think iron ore, and lead ore. I don't think lead ore is really that important. I could probably take this setting out. Yeah, I don't really use lead ore, but these two are important, so I figured why not just keep it. So if we look in my Keplin node, I just kind of have a lot of coal, a lot of lead ore for some reason that I don't know if I'll ever use. Pine timber is really good, and pine sap is something that's really valuable. So other than that, I don't really use too much of anything else here. One that's also going upwards into Etheria. You don't really go here for any quests. You just kind of have some dailies if you want to make a boat or something. So I have these nodes over here. The important ones for me is when you look at here, I mostly just go for the dried octopus, and that's why I have most of these nodes, the ones that give the, well, actually that one, this one's kind of irrelevant. I don't need this one. If I were to take out nodes, the ones that don't have octopus, like this one and this one. I'd take it out. However, these nodes are just like 1 CP each, so I figured why not just leave it there, and to the point where if I ever need dried fish for something like pet food, I just have it. And it definitely beats active fishing or AFK fishing for it, so if I could just leave my game on while collecting fish and dried fish, that's good to go. So I don't think I'll ever run out. I just have more than I know what to do with, so it's good to have. Why not just stock up? I don't think I'll ever sell these. This is the area where I would just make boat parts or something. Down here, going to the Trent area, I used to have the longleaf tree forest connected, mostly for the cedar sap. But then I realized if I wanted cedar sap, it would just be faster for me to actively gather it and go down here and just so many trees, and I could do it on my own time. But I haven't really found too much of a use for it. The only thing I have connected is the cedar timber and the spirit leaves. I use the spirit leaves for alchemy. I use it to make clown's blood, and occasionally, yeah, I think that's really just it, clown's blood, and then turn the clown's blood into something like elixirs if I needed it. So I just did a transport recently for the spirit leaves to do some alchemy earlier. But cedar sap, that was just something I gathered for like a year, and I used a little bit, but I took out the nodes so I don't get any more of them. So all we have really is the cedar timber stocking up. That's about like a year's worth of timber on a professional goblin. I should turn that into an artisan at some point, just because I only have 1 node connected. So yeah, I think that's most of it here. Priority nodes would be like raw timbers, iron ore, coal. What else? Just, I don't know. To be honest, it's all personal preference. And wheats, just because you'll probably use that a lot. So let's go to the Medea area. Medea. Well, actually, Tariff here's first. So in Tariff, we have a lot of white cedar timber, maple, and cotton. Those are the important ones anyway. So the ones I have connected are, this is the cotton node. There's another one over here if I wanted it, but I didn't really think it was worth spending another 4 CP to get another cotton node when I can have this already connected anyway. Because I have Heidel connected to Tariff, to Altanova, Velia, Olvia. Yeah, that's about it. Those are like fully connected. So what else do we have over here? Just more flax. This one is a Heidel node. Oh yeah, I should show you my Heidel storage as well. This is where I do a lot of cooking and alchemy. So I gather a lot of timber, just random ores every now and then when I active gather, and just dump it all over here. Farming and cooking byproducts over here. So this is basically the storage where anything that I'm going to be doing life skilling, this is where it is. And same with Glish, because it's kind of close by, so I could just double storage materials if I need it. And Velia is where I do a lot of my enhancing and holding onto potions every now and then. And these are just kind of scrolls that are taking up my inventory. So basically, this area is more for enhancing and all that stuff. Heidel and Glish are for life skilling, alchemy, cooking. Olvia, I don't even know. I just kind of dump stuff in Olvia for some reason. So going back into the Medea area, we have the, I think this is maple. So I used to have both of them connected, both white cedar, but these are expensive nodes. Like this is a 3-point, this is a 3-point node. I still am not sure if this one is really worth having, but it's collecting me raw timbers, so I'm just kind of collecting it over time. Elric Shrine for sky mushrooms and white cedar. Sky mushrooms is something I picked up recently, and the reason why I got it is because you do make Grim Reaper elixirs with the traces of origin, and that's something, if you like grinding, it's good to have, but if you don't grind or anything, then don't pick this one up. It's not important. Of course, I just like having the timber nodes just because I kind of use it every now and then. Canyon of Corruption, just kind of have it because it connects. The Omar Lava Cave, I'm not sure if this is important. It gives coal and zinc ore, which are very important. However, these are pretty expensive nodes. I think they're like 4-point nodes or 3-point nodes each. So this is kind of an expensive one, especially if you don't have that many contribution points. This one's definitely the last one you would pick. That one is also connected to Altanova. Down here, also connected to Altanova, the abandoned iron mine. I have iron ore and zinc. These are both very good. Zinc ore you use for basically a lot of random stuff. So every now and then I just kind of like shuffle materials around, bring it to Heidel or something, or craft. Before I used to have a workshop to making Gruntle and Altanova. I discontinued that for a while because it's like a 13 CP setup. And honestly, I just kind of had it. I didn't really use it that often. So now I just kind of have a lot of leftover materials going off here. We still do have stuff connected to Altanova, mostly like Elder Tree Timber, which is connected, and you get sap and Powder of Time. I still am not really sure what Powder of Time does. It just kind of let this pile up through time. Every now and then when I go active gathering in Pilgrims, I come back with a lot of coal, rust stone, zinc, iron, and copper ore. So that's a lot of raw materials here. I have all this connected. I know some people have all this connected up here, down, and connected to Port Rat and going all the way up. Personally, I think this is like a expensive setup if you're not doing trading, so that's why I took that out. But yeah, I used to have another node in Pilgrim's Haven over here to collect the iron ore. I don't really know how important this is. It's a 6 CP setup from Sandgrain Bazaar to Pilgrim's Haven. 3 for the node and 3 for the node and 3 for this one. So all I did was collect like iron ore and this random stuff. So 6 CP for that. I'm not sure how worth it was, and that's pretty much it. I don't have any node connections in Valencia or Arihaza. Yeah, I don't really come down here much. I actually still have nodes I need to discover down here too, which is kind of outstanding. But Miquin, if you are a red karma character, you can talk to the NPCs. I don't know if this actually gives you energy or anything, but if it does, or if it like the nodes you can get energy out of it, I might make a red karma. Oh my god, we got like almost 0.2 in 20 minutes. 1000% bonus plus bell plus random buffs. Ooh, we got a guild buff going on. Hell yeah. Might make it to like 20% at some point. Okay, so continuing on, we went through all our nodes over here. I would say the important ones, if you were to pick up anything in Altanova, would be iron, coal, elder tree, timber, if you like timbers, and zinc ore. And in the Tariff area, which is still Madaya, the ones I would go for personally are cotton and maple or timber nodes. Ores in Velia and Ulvia. Pretty much anything you want here. Mostly the excavation nodes. So I think we went over all of this. Let's go into the Kama Sylvia area, because I actually took apart a few nodes here. So previously in Grana, I had Polyforce connected and all the way up to Weenie Cabin. I used to have the volcanic umbrella mushrooms along with the blue umbrella mushrooms. I used to make some elixirs and stuff, so I had that over here. But I took those out. This is a kind of expensive node. This is like 3, 4. This is like a 7 CP connection, I think. And then this one over here from Grana to Lake Flondor, I have this one. I don't really care too much for the knock ore itself. What we're looking for is the Powder of Earth. and that's one of the only, I don't know how many other nodes have it, but Powder of Earth is something that's pretty important for like crafting stuff. I don't remember what it makes, but I think it makes like costumes or something, or elixirs. So I just kind of have that running. I actually took it out and then put it back recently, but that's the only node I have connected in the Grana or Kama Sylvia area in general. Before, I used to have some like another connection down here, but I didn't think it was worth it, so I just took that one out. And with the new recent Dregan expansion, I do have some more nodes. When Dregan came out, this area, basically anything past Serendia Shrine, just pretend you make a line from Serendia Shrine. Anything past that was Dregan area. So with this one, this is an expensive node. These are both 5 contribution points each, and then I think another 1 or 2 to like. The node is 1 or 2, and then each individual node is 5. So this is an 11-point setup. Not sure if it's worth it, but I do like timber nodes. Some people connect Duvinkroon to all of here, but I think it's honestly cheaper and faster if you were to take a Heidel or Glish node and just connect that one. So what I have connected from Duvinkroon is going down here and to the Necropolis. There's 2 different paths I would take. If you plan on getting the Fountain of Origin node for Trace of Origin, then you'd go up from the shelter to the Necropolis and up. If you don't plan on taking them, they're both the same CP cost, except you can go from the altar and Marcha outpost and then collect the Cult Canyon one. But honestly, I think it's better just go upwards. They're both the same price. This one also gives Trace of Memory, and I'm not really sure what Trace of Memory does, but I think you make like some sort of, I don't know what you make out of it, to be honest. But I used to have the Cult Canyon connected to get Zinc and Mithril. However, a few days later, we found out that Mithril, this node was kind of like either broken or like it's just stupidly hard to get it, and it's not worth the 6 CP you're connecting. So connecting here is 1, and then connecting this node itself is 5, so you'd be spending 6 to connect that one, so I just took it out. And I was getting like 1 Mithril a day, and then I was like, wow, that's not worth it. And then I just took the node out. So all we have connected in Duvinkroon right now is the Fountain of Origin. It's kind of sad because I wish this node worked because I would actually use it. This one gives Knockor and Mithril. Knockor is not that important. Zincor is actually important. So overall, that's my node setup. I usually just like gathering raw materials. Most of the stuff you'll see in here. I active gather the sap every now and then sometimes I active gather timber, but I haven't been recently. I've just been doing a lot of other stuff, and then the other areas, they pick up the ores and all this stuff, and I just bring them to Heidel, process them, and then yeah, I don't do trading, so I just kind of sell them on the market every now and then. But if you were trading, you would dump all your stuff in Grana, connect it all the way to Valencia. I think that's like a 40 to 60 CP setup. Like, assuming you already have what I have, and to connect random spots like down to Grana and like over here, that's like an extra 40 for me. But I think the overall connection, I don't know exactly, so I'm just not going to tell you. But I think the overall number is somewhere around like 120 or like 150 CP to connect all of that. But yeah, overall, that's my worker setup. Calpheon is not as important. The only thing I'm really collecting here is wheat nodes and birch. Fish over here. Raw ores over here most of the time. Occasionally some timbers. More timbers and stuff over here. More timbers over here. raw materials randomly here. I kind of wish Duving Croon was a little bit better. The only thing I have is Trace of Origins here. And if they ever fixed a Call Canyon node, I might take that at some point. And another CP is locked into my farms, so I'm just going to show you right now. Ooh, we're at 15%. Let's go. Let me see. It's actually really cool. I forgot what I was about to do, but overall, that's my node setup. I think there's a better way to connect all these nodes outside of Trent. Like, if you were to connect something going down, there are some pretty solid nodes around here. Oh yeah, there's Powder of Earth over here. But I think that's just kind of out of the way. You'd have to connect so many nodes to the point where it's better to just probably spend 6 and get it from Grana. So yeah, that's my node setup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. At one point, I did have Velia connected all the way to Port Rat, but that's just an expensive setup, and I don't really do trading actually, so there's no point in having it. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much. I will see you guys later. The 3-hour buff is still going on as usual, or like the 3-hour 1000%. Then there's Node Wars, and then after Node Wars, another 3 hours of this is going on. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna be AFKing, doing something else for the next 3 hours. Just wanted to make this video showing you guys my node setup. It's always actually really interesting to see how other people set up their connection. But yeah, I would say this should give you a good idea of what I do. You shouldn't really copy it, mostly because, hold on, let me take a screenshot. Can you even? Oh, whatever. You can't take a screenshot. Anyway, there are some people that do different things. Just do what works for you. Most of the time, that's generally the best thing. If you don't like trading, don't connect Grana to Valencia just because other people do it. But yeah, just based on what you do. I do a lot of gathering, cooking, processing. I'm starting to get into alchemy. Ever since that costume came out, I had like 1 to 2 second alchemy time. And that just made me like more motivated to actually do it. So yeah, that's where I am now. And yeah, with that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.